Welcome to your Daily Focus, February the 18th, 2020. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. So the 18 is the Moon card. That is healing. That is body care. That is dreaming. Of really being true and honest with yourself about where you want to and how you want to feel the liberation, the freedom in your life going forward. If we have the numerology of the day up, it becomes a 15, which is the devil energy, right? 15. So where do we constantly stay in that loop in our life? Where do we find ourselves improving, and back to square one again? Improving, back to square one again. We're in full moon energy, so it's a beautiful time to actually understand, get to know yourself a little bit better, and understand what causes you to go back to the 8 position instead of going forward, and to continue going forward. 1 plus 5 is a 6, so that is our universal love, right? So it could be very much about relationships today. Also, it is about nutrition and health, our routines. So there's a lot of energy asking us to look at how we take care of ourselves. Do we ignore ourselves? Do we push ourselves through the pain? Do we grab that extra cup of coffee just to get that caffeine kick to keep on going through the afternoon? Do we take time to meditate, to just sit in quiet and peace? Just breathe, just be present in the moment. Sun starts out in Aquarius, but by day's end, it will be moving into Pisces. So we'll be moving away from that original, unique, collective kind of energy to the Pisces energy, which is not as much of a doing energy as it is dreaming and imagining. So you could find yourself, things can come to you in your dreams, messages, past loved ones, lessons, solutions. And the moon, I believe, moves out of Sagittarius and into Capricorn by the time most of us are awake. Capricorn will be our energy, which is the planner, which is the doer. It's about structure. It's about foundation, order. Let's see what the cards have to say for us. If they will cooperate, and they're not. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. I love the Queen of Wands. She is one of the fun queens, I tell you. Now, just saying that she's the fun queen doesn't mean that she's just out lollygagging all day. She thinks things through. She plans, she questions things, she gets all of her ducks in a row. But when she makes a decision, it's the right decision. And she knows it to the bottom of her toes, to the top of her head, that it is the right decision. She never has to look back on those kinds of decisions that she's made today because she's gathered the information. She knows what is expected of her. She knows time, energy, finances, what things are needed, and how she's going to supply that to her dream, to her goal, to her desire to go forward. And when she goes forward, she does it, I heard robustly. Is that a word? She does it with an attitude where everybody else just wants to be a part of it. A part of her energy. A part of what she's creating or masterminding. So today, we could have a lot of fun with the things that we put in front of us as challenges, tasks to complete. We are in full moon energy, so it's more about the completion than it is about new beginnings. We also have Mercury retrograde, so we don't want to step into something new if we haven't taken the time to research it and ask the questions. So very much the Queen of Wands is telling us that we will enjoy the path forward if we have all of our ducks in a row, if we know beyond a shadow of a doubt what is expected in this task we are undertaking or trying to complete in our lives. We have the Six of Cups. this is a card that seems to frequent Mercury retrogrades because it is about looking in the past. It is about reminiscing. So we could allow in some healing, perhaps. We could think of somebody that we haven't talked to in a while and decide to pick up the phone and give them a call and see how they're doing. On a collective energy, I see this more of where somebody in your past has told you, no, you can't, you shouldn't, you mustn't. And they probably even gave a reason. You were too tall or too short or the wrong sex. If that's still a thing, my goodness. Let's hope not, but it is. And so, once upon a time, you took somebody's opinion of your life and your path, and you took it as the gospel truth. And you've walked with that truth ever since. And it's time to understand that it wasn't a truth at all. That it was somebody's opinion. And that's all it was. It had no bearing on what you could do, what you could accomplish, where you could go, who you could become. And so sometimes, going back in our thoughts, going back in our memories, we come across these things. And once we understand it, and maybe we were 5, maybe we were 7, maybe we were 16, maybe we were 20, but in all areas, we were too young to really make a valid decision on how to act or how to go forward based on their opinion. And once we realized that it was just an opinion, it dissipates. It takes that anxiety, it takes that fear, it takes that truth away and replaces it with your truth. And the Nine of Pentacles is back again. Listen to your angels, your spirit guides, to God. There will be messages whispered in your ear today. There will be thoughts just out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. Or you may be drawn to something. A new path. Definitely this marks a new path, and it's based upon what you have learned, your sage wisdom, your empowerment, and what you've done to this point. So this is a day, yeah, for new moon affirmations. I would have to say absolutely new moon affirmations, and start painting the picture of who you want to be, who you want to become, what kind of environment you want to step into. And the way forward. I think we get a sense of being able to ask the questions today, to imagine, to dream. Okay, yesterday was the star energy, right? To make the impossible possible. So we're still being asked to dream. Now with the Capricorn Moon, we may also instigate our strategy, our plan. We may say, well, I could do that if I did A, B, and C. Now, how can I do A, B, and C? What are the things I need? Very much the Queen of Wands energy for us today. Being able to decipher exactly how to walk forward with the strength to strut your stuff. We'll get a well-being card. This is Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Teachings of Abraham. I do list all the decks. There is an abundance of everything. Shortage is only a perception. There truly is an abundance of everything. There truly is. Shortage is only a perception. Look at that bird singing. So, I kind of get this as allowing a harmony to come into your life today. So whether that is through a meditation or a moment of relaxation or some deep breathing exercises or getting together with some children that'll just make you laugh, or watching a comedy, or sitting in that little place in your house or your home that you've made a little corner where it's just relaxing and soothing and full of harmony. Maybe it's putting on music or singing today or dancing today to music that just makes you feel, well, we do have the six energy, a love, a love coming out of you. So imagine your heart chakra and maybe a pink light or a baby blue or a soft purple. Get some pastels going in that circle of light for yourself. And you keep thinking there is a shortage of abundance, but shortage is only a perception. There is a never-ending stream of abundance, and there's no shortage whatsoever. I was listening to a speaker, and she had a great little thing about, if you're trying to raise your finances and you're doing everything and you're doing the meditations, you're doing, your new moon affirmations, you're writing it down, you're meeting your goals, and still the money isn't coming. It's to look at that, and what is holding you back is really your perception of what you have satisfied for. Satisfied isn't the right word, but very close to it. So you make money to here, and you want to actually increase to here. But if you have settled for this, as this is the money coming in, this is my net worth, this is what I make every week, and not raise it in your dreams, not raise it in your perception of who you are tomorrow. So if you want to have more money come into your life, you have to have some way of utilizing that money. You can't just have money coming in and expect it to come in. That may happen, but I'd say 1%. That's, we want to raise that average a little bit more. So sit down with a pen and paper today. Baby blue, if you've got baby blue, because that allows in creativity and spirituality, the color of the baby blue. But write down what you want to do. I want to go on this trip. I want to redecorate this room. I want to go back to school. I want to give this to charity. And sit there and add it up. And so now that's what you need. And you've got a purpose for it. You've got a use for it. And see how that works for you. Because sometimes we ask for money, 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 and no money comes. And it's usually because we're just asking for the money with no reasoning behind it of what we're going to do with it. Remember, we started with the Queen of Wands, putting all the ducks in the row. So what do you want that money for? Work it out. I mean, you have the internet at your disposal. Shop for what you want. Don't actually buy it. And see what it would cost. Do a little bit of research. Do a little bit of legwork if you want to redo that room. If you want to go back to school. If you want to buy a new wardrobe. If you want to give a certain amount to charity. A charity of your choice. And what does that look like? Maybe a trip. Throw in a trip for yourself. Where do you want to go? How long? What's it going to cost? And see where your mind leads you. See where your thoughts lead you and what you really want to put on that list. It could even be a relationship. I want a relationship for this, that, and the other thing. But what are you going to give because of the relationship? Do you want to support another? You want to love another? Are you willing to make room for that person that you want to come into your life? Health and well-being. Do you want to lose weight just because that's what the world tells you you're supposed to do? Or do you want to lose weight because you are feeling out of sorts with your body? And what's the date you want to do that by? Put a date to it. Put a number to it, an exact number to it. Put a date to it. Eye on the prize. And then keep your eye on the prize. I get a very uplifting, and I haven't really been able to sway too much away from the pinks for well over a week now. So I get and we started with the star card. We end the week with the moon card. So I think for the most part, this is a beautiful energy to actually start to manifest something in your life, to see what you are going to ask to come in new into your life during the new moon energy that's right around the corner, to see what you may need to release or complete in order to open up the opportunity for you. Because we are in full moon energy. Sometimes we see where we want to go, and this is the perfect time to see where we want to go and what kind of clutter in our life needs to go. Maybe it's finally finishing off that last home renovation and finally getting the trim up or something, to finally say it's completed, it's done, it's off my list. Maybe it's cleaning a closet and giving everything to charity that you don't use. It's just a dust collection. And clear the space around you for a harmony. Release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping your eyes on the prize takes practice. It's all about getting rid of misconceptions about yourself, giving up emotional baggage, and putting a new belief system into place. Vulture tells you have waited long enough to gain the life that you want. You have spent time wasted looking at what others have and spent too much time wishing instead of doing. This is now a time for you to create short-term goals along with long-term goals. Make yourself accountable by writing your goals down. It helps to keep the vision of what you want in clear sight. Pick up projects from the past and make an effort to finish them. Completion helps to open doors for new projects instead of cluttering the path. These projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, sparkling up your resume, and sending it out. Spend some time reflecting on the past year or years. Bring about some conclusions. Think of it as the time the farmers harvest their crops and prepare the land for next season. You too have to prepare your mind, body, and soul for the same. We do have that moon energy to help us with that, don't we? Visualize what you want to have happen and then keep your eye on the prize. So, that really sums up the entire reading, doesn't it? I was kind of like half giggling through it because it was pretty well everything I had said. It just summarized me, which is cool. So you've waited long enough to gain the life you want. So it's time. It's time to grab a piece of paper, write down some short-term goals, long-term goals. Figure out if you can, especially when it comes to your bucket list of things that you want to do. What's it going to cost? What's the dollar amount? And then say, okay, I need $142.56. Or whatever your currency is, for this, please. And you will be amazed at when it starts flowing in. I mean, prove me wrong on it. You start doing the intentions. You start putting the work behind it. You make that list. You write it down. When we put our focus on the things that we want to step into and imagine them already being there in our lives already, it will show up. So, today, especially, keep your eye on the prize. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.